Imagine waking up in the middle of the night. The room is pitch dark, the kind of darkness that feels thick, almost oppressive. As your eyes adjust, you notice something at the edge of your room. At first, you think it's just your mind playing tricks, but then you realize it's a figure, an unmistakable silhouette. It stands completely still, watching. Before you can even move, it vanishes into the shadows. What you've just encountered is a shadow figure, one of the most unsettling and mysterious phenomena that people have reported throughout history. Shadow figures are not a product of your imagination. They are real. These dark, human-like forms are often seen in the peripheral vision, lurking in the corners of rooms or along the edges of your sight. They don't have distinct features, just an outline, often as if they're composed of pure darkness. The presence of these figures is almost always accompanied by an overwhelming sense of dread and unease. The air feels colder, the room feels tighter, and for a brief moment, you are left frozen in fear. This isn't just a weird trick of the mind, shadow figures are a genuine, terrifying occurrence for many. There is something undeniably disturbing about the feeling that comes with these encounters. People who have experienced shadow figures often report not just seeing them, but feeling them as well. It's as though the figure is aware of you, watching you, feeding off your fear. This sense of being watched, and the accompanying fear, is why shadow figures are so different from other paranormal experiences. It's not just the sight of a figure in the dark, it's the sheer weight of its presence. Shadow figures are not innocent ghosts, they are malevolent, they want you to feel scared, and they want to invade your space. So, what exactly are these entities? It's been said that shadow figures are a form of dark energy, residual from some tragic event or negative emotion. They could be linked to places where pain or trauma occurred, and they feed off the energy of fear and anxiety. Shadow figures are not just ghosts, they seem to be something darker, more aggressive, and far less human. Some believe they are dimensional beings, slipping in and out of our world through rifts in space and time. These beings can appear at any moment, but they're most commonly seen at night, when our defenses are down and our minds are more susceptible to fear. One of the most terrifying things about shadow figures is their movement. They don't behave like normal shadows, they glide effortlessly, slipping through walls, darting across rooms, and vanishing just as quickly as they appear. They don't adhere to the laws of physics. They don't behave like a reflection of light in the way normal shadows do. This suggests that they aren't bound by the same rules that govern our world. They are not simply projections, they are physical manifestations of something else entirely. There's also something uniquely unnerving about the way shadow figures seem to freeze and stare. They don't rush toward you or interact, they just watch. And the longer you look, the more powerful the fear becomes. This silence, this stillness, amplifies the terror. They stand in the dark, motionless, feeding off your fear, waiting. It's not uncommon for people to feel paralyzed during these encounters, unable to move or even speak. It's as if these figures have the ability to trap you in place, unable to escape their presence. But are these shadow figures simply products of our fear-driven imaginations? No. They have been reported throughout history, across different cultures, and in countless different locations. These figures have been seen by people from all walks of life, alone, in groups, in the comfort of their own homes, and in the dark, abandoned places of the world. They are not the stuff of nightmares. They are real, and they exist in the dark corners of our world. Some people claim to have been physically attacked by shadow figures. They've felt their presence close by, or even had the sensation of being touched, pushed, or even pulled by an invisible force. Though such reports are rarer than simple sightings, they only add to the growing belief that shadow figures are not harmless. They are active, purposeful, and sometimes hostile. But why do they appear? Why are they here? These questions are part of the enigma of shadow figures, and no one has definitive answers. What we do know is that they are not benign. These are entities of fear, energy, and perhaps something more, beings that exist in the dark places of our world, places where the light can't reach. Now, let's address something important. How can you protect yourself from these encounters? Many suggest the first step is understanding what these shadow figures are and what they want. If you approach them with fear, you only empower them. They feed off that fear, growing stronger and more persistent. Confronting them with calm and control is one of the best ways to deal with them. By not giving in to terror, you take away their power over you. But, if you're like many people who feel drawn to the mystery of shadow figures, you may want to see them more clearly, to understand them better, or even confront them in ways others haven't. This is where a tool like night vision goggles comes in. Imagine being able to see into the shadows, to detect what lurks in the dark corners of your room or in places where others might be too afraid to look. With high-quality night vision goggles, you can do just that. These goggles let you see clearly in total darkness, providing you with the ability to detect movement, shapes, and figures that would otherwise remain hidden from view. If you're someone who's curious about shadow figures or if you're investigating a haunted place, night vision goggles are an invaluable tool. They can help you observe what's in the shadows, track movements, and even reveal things that might be lurking just out of sight. Whether you're an enthusiast or a skeptic, having a clear view of what's in the dark gives you the upper hand when dealing with the unknown. Click the link in the description below to get your own pair of high-quality night vision goggles today. With them, you can uncover the truth about what's hiding in the shadows, and see for yourself what others may have missed. Don't let the dark hold its secrets. Take control and explore with the clarity that only night vision can provide. As we close tonight's journey into the world of shadow figures, remember that these entities are not just figments of imagination. They are real, and they exist in the dark corners of our world. So next time you feel that chill, that unsettling sense that you're being watched, know that you're not alone. The shadows are there, waiting, and with the right tools, you might just be able to see them for what they truly are.